Welcome to Pastels. Today I am drawing Lord Ganesha, not in his traditional pose, but as a symbol of learning, wisdom, and new beginning. Let's begin with light sketch. Normally I don't spend too much time on detailed pencil outlines. I like to build my artwork directly with the colors because it feels more natural. I'm starting with light brown base since I have imagined the light coming from right side. I'll keep the left side slightly darker to create depth. Later I'll add yellow and white highlights to make the skin look more softer and more three-dimensional. While I continue drawing, let me share a beautiful story about Lord Ganesha. Okay, so once Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati decided to test their sons, Lord Ganesha and Kartikeya. They said, whoever circles the entire world first will receive the fruit of wisdom. Kartikeyan immediately flew away on his peacock, determined to win. But Ganesha quietly walked around his parents and completed a single circle. When asked why, he smiled and said, "For me, my parents are my entire universe." His answer reflected wisdom beyond speed. Pleased by his understanding, Shiva and Parvati blessed him with the fruit of knowledge. This is one of the reasons Lord Ganesha is worshipped as the deity of wisdom. Now coming back to artwork. Currently I am applying all the base color. Then I'll do the smudging part. So see, base colors have been applied. So let's do the smudging. For larger areas, I usually use a tissue paper instead of my fingers. It gives a much smoother blend and my fingers don't get tired after blending for a long time. So once colors are blended, I'll go and add the darker shades. Building the artwork in layers helps create more depth and makes the final painting look richer. So now let's do the outlining part and shading part and highlighting part. That will make our artwork more beautiful. Since we are still drawing, here's another fascinating story. So when Sage when Sage Vyas wanted someone to write Mahabharata as he dictated it, he requested Lord Ganesha's help. Ganesha agreed, but on one condition: you must never stop dictating. Vyas agreed, but added his own condition: you must understand every verse before writing it. After they continued, Ganesha's writing rule broke. Without hesitation, he broke one of his own tusks and continued writing so that the Mahabharata would remain uninterrupted. So smart, right? That's why Lord Ganesha is also known as the deity of dedication, wisdom, and perseverance. Now I am refining the outlines. Outlining after blending helps separate different elements of artwork and bringing back the contrast that sometimes gets lost during smudging. Well, although I am using very affordable set of oil pastels and I have very limited option of colors, I truly believe beautiful art doesn't depend only on expensive materials. Good supplies certainly help, but creativity and patience matter much more. So let's wait and so let me tell you something about the technique, oil pastel technique, Sgraffito. So it's one of my favorite oil pastel techniques. So after applying several layers of color, we gently scratch the surface using the back of, I'll use paintbrush, back of my paintbrush. You can use anything like empty ball point pen or blunt pointed objects for this technique, and so it's basically used to remove the top layer and reveal the color underneath, creating fine lines and beautiful textures. So I will use this technique to draw eyelashes, hair, and you can also use this to give texture to beards, hair, and all those things. So yeah. Stump. Most people use it for charcoal drawings, but it also works surprisingly well for blending small areas in oil pastel paintings where your fingers would be too large. So, for smaller areas, you can use paper stump, and earbuds also work well. So, if you have earbuds, you can use that also. This paper stump is not necessary thing. So, yeah, that works. Finally, I am decorating Lord Ganesha's trunk with red markings to make the artwork feel more vibrant and traditional. There are many most beautiful stories about Lord Ganesha, including how he came to have the head of an elephant. If you would like to hear any of such interesting stories, let me know in the comments. I would love to tell it while I create the next artwork in this series. Here, see, this is the technique I was talking about, that graffito technique, where I'm using the back of my paintbrush to give texture to the eyelashes, and I'll also use in the hair to give it the texture and the flow to the hair. I hope you enjoyed both the artwork and the stories behind it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and join me on this journey. Thank you.